everyone. I am starting out a new model. This is for a short Star Trek animation I'm making. And in this story, there's going to be a Ferengi, so they need a ship. And they're not a high-powered kind of guy. It's a more small-time merchant, pirate, questionable character. So I want to have a ship that is following the same design as the standard Ferengi ship. This one's much larger than what I want, so mine's gonna be a lot smaller. I'm doing this all in Blender, and I have already started. So you can see here's what I have so far. I'm kind of want to get this sort of partial sphere, partial circle in the profile, flat on the bottom, and kind of circular from the top. Not going to go exactly that, right? I don't want just a miniature. I want it to kind of feel like its own thing, but in the same universe, or same kind of style of that. So right off the bat, what I've done is got the curvature here, and the neck started. So I'll have the sort of the head, the bridge area. The bulk of this is cargo space, right? Because they're acquiring goods and then moving them around. So they need a lot of place to store stuff, and then they'll have their their warp nacelles on the edges here. So in the back here, I've got some cargo bay doors started. I keep it pretty blocky at this stage, and then over time I make it smoother and more curvy and add more details and all that. But I want the general shape, kind of when you zoom out, I want it to look good at this real low resolution, and once I'm happy with it there, then I start doing more with it. So I wanted to show folks what it's like. I had some requests from my kids, and so here we go. So what I'm doing here is highlighting this edge, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit because I want to have this back curve. So when you look at it from the top, it's starting to get more of a curve to it. And I can kind of tweak it a little more. But yeah, a lot of little tweaks until it kind of feels about right. And this one maybe got to go in a little bit. There we go. That's feeling a little better to me. Then on the neck, see how it kind of comes down. There's a little bit of slope to the neck, that's good, but there's a bit of a drop first. I guess I don't necessarily need that there, so I won't add it at this point, but it's something I could do later, is kind of drop this edge and make the neck have kind of a flat area at the top. What I can do is select this face, extrude it out a bit. If we're kind of thinking about a circle, this is about where I'd want the head to be. So I can then, just kind of going from feel, extrude a little bit, scale it up, maybe scale it just in X. And then I can take just this top edge, raise it up, because I want the head to be larger, but I also want it to be flat on the bottom. And then I can select the face again, extrude it out. Then I'm going to have this sort of feel to it. It might be a little bit long. I might move all this back. The head is kind of a horseshoe as well, so I might do that. Make sort of a similar pattern to this coming out of the side here. Yeah, let's give that a shot. All right, so take this face, extrude it out. We got 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then we can start playing with the edges. So I'm going to want this pretty shallow. Might do it even more of a, make this more of a flat flat. So I got the curved out there, and then the so convex, concave, just to get a little different, a little bit of difference. This looks a little high. Bring that down. Yeah, I don't like that. But what I also want to do is bring this forward. And again, I'm not working off of a design here. My main ship, I had a long series of sketches and things I did to get the design just right. This is not going to show up as much, and it's sort of not the hero ship, so I'm not spending as much time on it. Although in the end, you never know, I may wind up spending just as much time on it as I do the others. The other thing I want to kind of mimic is this sort of forward swept idea. There we go. Now I get that kind of crabby look to it with a little bit of variation. This middle's bugging me. It's a little bit too wide in the middle part there. Although we could add some detail in the front to make that more useful, but I'm not. I'm gonna take all of those points, and I gotta make sure I select them all. There we go. Oop. There we go. Now I've got all that. I can bring it in. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, let me do more with that. Let's grab those, bring them in. If I do that, then it gets more of a Klingon-y look. So I'm gonna keep it curving out, just because I don't want to step on anyone's toes, especially Klingons, because they got those spikes, and that would probably hurt me more than them. But I can bring this in, and then that allows me to bring this in. Okay, kind of more of a sleek look. So that's starting to look interesting. I may, yeah, so you can kind of look at it from different sides. I definitely want this to be more slopey. So I'm going to look at it from the side. Grab those and kind of bring it back like that. And the reason it's kind of translucent here is you can set it to only select things that you can see, or you can set it to select things that are behind there. That way, when I'm going from the side, I can make sure I get all the points. So yeah, now that's looking more slopey. I like that. I could, to make it even more dramatic, by selecting all of those points. Yeah, I'll try that. And then kind of stretch it out a little bit. Oh, see, here's what happens. It got the top point, but not the bottom point. So let's go back there. Now, see, the whole thing comes forward. So I can drag those back. Now it's starting to look a little bit too much like just a mini Decora. So I may go back and change some more stuff, but wonder if these swept back, if that would look interesting. Well, let's give it a try. I'm going to save. So let's see, top view. So now I got kind of a, like this sort of W shape, kind of mimics the W shape here. So I like that. Also, just for kicks, let's see, what if we take all of that and sweep it back. That looks potentially interesting too. So now it's starting to look like Momo from Avatar with his ears falling back. So I think I like it the other way. Unless I want the FMS Momo, which is not necessarily a bad thing. My kids would like it. But that's not bad. As far as kind of a general overall shape, I could... So I want to distinguish it a little more from the Decora. So I'm going to try... I'm going to try stretching it out just a tad. See what I get. And what I get is starting to feel more like a Romulan. So I think the aspect ratio and that kind of general bird-like shape, when you get that aspect ratio wider like that, you get into Romulan territory. So I'm going to undo, and having more of a circle is, I think, keeping more in the Ferengi style. So I'll stick with that. What can I do here? Maybe if I take this face here and stretch it out a little bit. Nah, it's getting Klingon-y. Yeah, it's hard to... There's not a lot of Ferengi ships, and so it's hard to get a sense of what's going to be a Ferengi or not. Yeah, maybe it's... Yeah, something's not quite right. Trying to figure out what it is. I find I do best if I just play around, try stuff, see how it looks. That maybe helps a little bit to get this curve rather than having it flat here. Although having it flat here sort of helps add to the, I guess, the not quite a Marauder version. Make it even more flat. Pull it back even a little bit. Well, maybe. You know, in the end, these are all going to be kind of rounded off, so it won't look quite so sharp. So I can leave that for a sec. What we'll do is shade it smooth, and then with this object, the cube, we're gonna add in a, oops, add in a subsurface modifier, subdivision surface. This is what's gonna make it look all roundy on us. And as we up that, let's just, there we go. We can add more and more subdivisions, it'll make it look better. But in the end, it's gonna, you know, we'll be able to fix it so it's not looking like a pillow, but this would be kind of the general shape, which kind of liking. If we bring that back up, how does it Yeah, like this is a thing with Ferengi ships, is they kind of look like they could go with this as the front, or this could be the front. The Ferengi ship in Star Trek Online, the one they made, has that same feature, where first time I saw the picture of it, I thought the back was the front and the front was the back. But yeah, it's not bad. I think maybe accentuating the kind of the W shape, make it look more like a Xbox controller. Yeah, I like that's starting to look like something. Might make it a little bit sharper, but it gives it a little bit of a distinction from the Decora, but also not getting too far into Klingon or Romulan territory. So yeah, so this is a real quick and dirty Ferengi freighter, and I will probably try a couple other variations just to see, yeah, what I like most, which one kind of grabs me the most, and then once I get that, then I'll start adding more details and more details. Save, and let's call this, let's call it freighter. All right, thanks everybody.